Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Ados Picks, and today I'm joined by a special guest for our latest YouTube video, KamdenPlays. What's up, Cam? How you doing today, bro?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Happy to have you on. Thanks for joining.
Yes, sir.
Today we're gonna do a Meet the Capper episode with Cam. So this is gonna be his first one on, but Cam said he wanted to be on a lot more outside of just the Meet the Capper episode. So this won't be the last time you see him. We're gonna get some content out to you guys. So we figured we start with the Meet the Capper, especially because Cam, you started off with us. It was just me, you, and Tavion putting out plays for a little bit, right? And then you were with Wake Forest, right? Is that right? Wake Forest?
Yeah, I was with Wake Forest. I was doing recruiting and scouting for about a year internship, and that ended about 2 weeks ago. So I'm back at home, kind of just figuring things out.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Yeah, I mean, because like I said, you started out with us. You were putting out a lot of plays. Obviously, as a scout, you can't be betting on
Yeah.
any type of sport. So, how was that, bro? Was that a pretty cool experience? I imagine it was.
Yeah, it was cool. I've grown a lot, met a lot of people, made a lot of memories. It was a good time. It went by pretty fast, but it was definitely a good opportunity for me to grow.
Yeah, that's what's up. Connections matter a lot, especially. I mean, if you were
Not
able
for
to land
sure.
something like that and doing some scouting, I mean, anything in the sports world is cool. I was telling some of my homies today, like, bro, I just love sports. Like, I went to a basketball game and the coach was terrible. I was like, bro, I want to be a coach. I want to be a ref. I want to do something, bro.
Yeah.
So like, that's I'm sure it was a great experience for you. That's awesome.
Long hours, but it was fun.
Yeah, probably a grind. It was a grind, I'm
Yeah.
sure. That's what's up, bro. How'd you land that? If you don't mind me asking, you just
So my spring semester of my senior year, one of my professors, she went through the same program, and like she kind of asked the class one day, she was like, "What do y'all want to do?" And I pretty much like stood up and said, "I just want to do scouting and recruiting." And she was like, "Oh, I know people at Wake Forest," and then hit people up at Wake Forest and got an opportunity to work there last January. So it was like that.
that's dope, bro. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have you back, bro. I mean, you've been killing it so far to start. Soccer plays. I
Yes,
mean, you
sir.
bring everything, bro. A little bit of everything. How would you describe your betting style if you had to put it into a sentence?
The way I would describe it is just like I'm a straight parlay, type of guy. I mean, I like straight bets more than parlays, I would say. I feel like, over the long term, those can really help you out with your bankroll. Parlays are fun here and there, with your boys or whatever, but a lot of times, like, it really doesn't hit because the odds are just against you. But
Hmm.
if you can just stack those straight bets, over and over and over again and build that bankroll, then you'd be good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a perfect way to describe it, bro. Because you do mix in a lot of parlays, and you're not doing a lot of lottos. You're doing plus 200, plus 300s. You're mixing those into not only. I mean, your
Hmm.
straights are fire. Like the couple plays you dropped today, I don't know how they're looking like live, but I know pregame I loved all of them. So I mean, like, yeah, that's you. I think you described it perfect, bro. You're gonna rock with the straights, build that bankroll, and then hit a couple parlays here and there. And it's, I mean, your money, bro. I remember speaking back to when you first joined and you were putting out plays with us a while ago. I remember one month you sent like 70 units, bro, and I was like,
For
wow,
real.
damn. Yeah. You remember that or no?
I do not. No, it's been a while, so I don't remember
Yeah,
that
bro.
moment.
It's been a while. You sent it, and I was like, I knew you were killing it, but then you sent your Picket tracker, and that's when I got on it too. I was like, damn, 70 units in a month, Cam. That was fire.
Now, Pickett is definitely a good thing to get, for any bettors out there because it really helps you. It tracks like, what you're doing if you're on losing streaks or if you're hot. Like, I would recommend everybody to get that app.
Yeah, and if you like buy the first upgraded version too, it comes with pretty cool features. Like you could tell which players are selling you, which ones you're like
Hmm.
hitting on. It's pretty wild. It is a great one. I use that as a huge tool to make sure I'm staying on top of my bankroll and tracking everything the right way. So, uh, yeah, that's a huge one. Uh, Shout out to you for putting me on to that.
Sir.
When did you realize you were not really just guessing anymore? You were actually good at this and able to take it from just doing some parlays or whatever with your boys to actually making money off of it.
I would pretty much say like middle to late 2023.
Hmm.
I feel like during that time span, I was betting like parlays on NBA and I went on a crazy streak and I just, pretty much caught fire and went from there. So I would say late, early, kind of mid to late 2023 is when I kind of like started doing a lot of research during the day. I was in school, but I stopped playing football, so then I could bet because when I was playing football in college, I couldn't bet. But once I stopped playing football my junior year, I started betting. One of my friends kind of like put me onto it. I was working and he kind of sent me like a pros picks, link. He was like, "Oh, if you sign up, I get like, some money." And so I was
Hmm.
like, "Oh, okay." So I kind of got hooked onto that. And then like I was
Yeah.
just kind of guessing, like, I would see lines like, "Oh, LeBron 27.5, that's
Hmm.
easy." But then like, betting's not like that. You really gotta like look into it, like the matchups, how they're doing recently. Like it's a lot that goes into it. So I feel like it took me a little while to, kind of get used to it the first couple months. And I was just kind of just like going with the flow. But then, like, like I said, late 2023, I kind of, started going crazy with my research.
Hmm.
If I didn't like anything I saw, I wouldn't place anything. But, if I did like or love anything, I would place it. And I kind of got on a hot streak from there.
Yeah, that's perfect, bro. That's I mean that's a good way to describe it. I think everyone everyone starts off just kind of, okay, I'm betting Shay for 30 tonight, or just whatever it is. But once you start to realize you're donating money, just randomly placing stuff off how you feel, you start to get into that research and things like that. You said you research a lot during the day. What does that process look like for you? You got any specific tools or anything you use for that?
So, like you, I use PropsMadness for NBA props. I feel like that's
Yeah.
the best tool out there for any NBA props. I kind
Hmm.
of use PropsMadness too for NFL too. It's not as good as NBA, but I will use it sometimes. And then for soccer, there's this one website called like Footy Stats or something, and it shows like a lot of stats for soccer that I use sometimes. But mostly, I'm on PropsMadness for the whole day.
Hmm.
But before I had PropsMadness for NBA, I used like StatMuse, and I would kind of see like how they're doing recently and like head-to-head matchups. But PropsMadness changed everything and made the process a lot easier. So
Yeah.
I definitely use that for NBA props.
Yeah, the efficiency on Props Madness is wild. Like you can really get into the weeds and spend a lot of time on there. But if you need something quick and you're looking to get a quick bet, that's a good way to do it. Is Props Madness for sure. I love that
Sure.
tool. Code ADub. Make sure to use my
Yes,
code on
sir.
there.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's what's up, bro. What's it called? Since you've been back, obviously we've had a lot more people since you first started with us. We've grown a lot, and you've been a part of that process. You just obviously weren't putting out bets or betting yourself, but
hmm
now that we have more people telling us, did that change how you approach it at all, or are you still doing everything you've been doing?
I feel like, when I got back on and, I've been with Discords for a while now. I was in one earlier in 2023, but then I kind of like phased out and then I joined yours. But I feel like whenever I, post picks in a Discord, I kind of want to give them the best picks. I don't want to just throw, BS together and, have them tail and lose money because like I would feel bad. I don't like losing money. If I make a straight bet or a parlay that I don't feel confident in, it's not really fair for the person tailing.
Yeah,
So I really got to have a lot of confidence in my plays for myself, to get my bankroll up. But also, like, there's people out there that are, expecting to hit, tailing my plays. They got, confidence in me. For me, whenever I send a parlay or straight bet into the Discord, I have pretty much good confidence. It's not always a guarantee it's going to hit because no bet
yeah,
is a guarantee, but I have a lot of confidence. I do a lot of research. And I want the best for myself and also the people that are tailing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's another great way to describe it because being confident in it is key. That not only shows that you're taking the time, you're going through the right steps to make sure that you can be confident in it, right? So
hmm
win or lose, that shows a good sign. I feel like for me, if I was tailing people's plays, that's what I would want is just to make sure the process is right. I would want to make sure they're doing their due diligence to put out plays that matter and that they're confident in. So that's exactly how I feel about it as well, bro. Just making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Win or lose, like you said, it's no guarantees in it. Win or lose, doing what I'm supposed to be doing and not BSing is is important to be confident and then to make sure I'm making my own money as well.
For sure. For sure.
Now, when things aren't going your way though, Cam, like obviously we have times when we lose. It's just inevitable. Do you have anything specific you do to try to get out of that losing stretch, or you just let it play out and stay confident in what you're putting out?
Kind of trust the process. I feel like losing streaks happen with betting. I mean, sometimes you might go a couple of days where just like injuries happen, or you see a good play and a guy just shoots bad. Like you really can't control that. So I
Yeah.
don't really change up my process or or my research. I kind of just like stick with it because I feel confident in it. I can go back to my results and be like, oh, I did this over a long period of time. Like just because of
Hmm.
a few bad days or a few bad weeks, it's not going to change my research or my process. So I just kind of just like go with the flow. If I have 3 or 4 bad days, just kind of stick with it. It sucks, it hurts, But
Hmm.
on the long term, I just stay with my process and go with that because I trust it the most.
Yeah, I love that, bro. It's like you had the results to back it up. You got what you need to be like, yeah, I've been bad the last 3 days, but what about the last 3 months? You know what I'm saying? It's definitely, that's another great way to describe it, bro. You're killing some of these answers to these questions. I love it all.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say something else. I forgot. We'll move on. Um, so we talking, a couple bad stretches. Obviously, we'll have good stretches. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Like last night, I almost had a terrible night, right? And Jaime Jaquez had 9 points in the first quarter. I needed him for
Mhm.
10. He had nine in the first quarter and did not score again until 1 minute left. And it's like, I'm like, everything else is going bad. I had Sengun for 20 and a half. He finished on 20 on the dot. Braun is
Mhm.
missing free throws. I had him for 20. It's like nothing's going my way. Jaquez has not
Yeah.
scored the whole game except the first quarter. I need him for 1 point, and then he gets the last bucket, bro, and the tides turn. It's like things like that happen quick. I feel like when I'm going through a losing stretch, things like that help me a lot. So, and then at most, if I'm going through a losing stretch, I think I just take a day off, kind of give myself a time away from the computer and props and stuff, and just kind of regroup when I feel better mentally about it. At most, that's what I'll do. If not, like you said, keep trusting the process. I know that I'm good at this. I know I can do it. I'm at a high level for a long time, so a couple of bad days don't usually bother me.
Yeah, and also with bad betting, like with bad luck, it's just like blowouts are a killer with the
Right.
NBA. Like you can have a great play and a guy has like 18 and you took him for like 22 and a half and like he doesn't play the whole fourth quarter because they're up 30. It's just like some things you just can't control and that really sucks. I feel like that's worse than an injury because like blowouts happen so much in the NBA. It's crazy.
Yeah, every night there's blowouts, bro. There's a couple right now. Like first game of the night, Hornets and Cavs. I look at the Cavs game, or I look at the Hornets. They got 8 points like 9 minutes into the game. It's like, what are y'all even doing, bro? Game's over already.
No,
Like
that's crazy. It's crazy.
blowouts are tough. They make it. That's the worst thing about NBA betting for sure. It's worse than injuries. It's worse than just losing. Like it's just terrible.
That's why, like for me personally, like I think NBA is my number one, like when it comes to betting. But
Yeah.
like MLB is like B. Like MLB is like pretty consistent. You don't got to worry about blowouts. It's just normally I take pictures. I don't really take hitters because hitters is up and down. But normally I
Hmm.
just take pictures and what they do, and I don't really got to worry about blowouts. Maybe injuries if they get pulled for like a arm injury or something. But yeah, like
Yeah.
you said, like NBA is bad with blowouts.
Yeah, it is. It is. And bro, we didn't have you for MLB season last year. I don't think so. Having you back for that's gonna be real fun because we kind of crushed MLB. There was MLB is so long though. You go through those stretches where sometimes it just is miserable. But having you back would be pretty awesome. Everyone should definitely
Yes,
look out for
sir.
that. Because like
I'm
you said,
looking
you do
forward to it.
a lot of the pitchers. I like to do the hitters. I mix in strikeouts too. I do a lot of strikeout stuff. Rome does a lot of hitters, home runs. JD5 does a little bit of everything. Davion does like props. He does like team props and innings and stuff. So we're gonna be well equipped for baseball season when it rolls around. That's gonna be fun.
Yes, sir.
We talked a little bit about long term. Obviously, those couple losing days don't define you long term. If someone is tailing you, like what would you say they can expect to you if they tell you your bets long term?
That like I'm gonna be consistent with my plays, as in like I'm gonna, you know, each day might vary. On like I might only send two plays, I might only send five, I might send five plays, but like I'm gonna be pretty consistent in sending out plays, but I'm gonna be confident in all of them. So I
Hmm.
feel like if anyone's telling me in the Discord or whatever, be confident in me because I'm confident in myself, and you can look at my results. I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm just saying like I've had results that back me up. And like I said, some losing days happen, and some days I only post two plays. Some days I might post eight. It's just how the day falls, how the slate looks. So like I'm not gonna force anything, especially if someone's telling me. I'm gonna be confident in what I do, and it might be some singles, some straights. It might be some parlays. We don't really know how the day is, but I do go to PropsMadness every day and look and see what I like. And there's some days where like, oh my god, I love this play, and like hate everything else, and it's like, oh my god, I love five plays, and I'm a post off five. But whoever's telling me, trust me, because I trust my work. Because like I want the best for them. Also want the best for me, and I want the best for the Discord.
Yeah, that's perfect, bro. I mean, being you said I'm not being cocky, and I didn't think you were at all. It's like confidence. You got to have confidence in yourself. You got a lot of people looking to you for this type of stuff, and you know you're good at it. So having that confidence, especially, I mean, that's another thing I pride myself on is long term profitability and having that in my back pocket. Like no matter what's going on, I know I'm good. I've been good, and I'm gonna continue to do it. So it's not cocky at all. It's just pure confidence, and that's what I would want from tailing somebody. So that's right on the money, bro.
For sure.
Outside, I guess it still ties into betting, but it's a little bit more of a fun question. Is there any players you'll trust or someone you hate? You got them on the ban list. You got anybody like that?
I was thinking about this question, and I don't really have anybody that I hate,
Yeah.
but there is some players that I love betting on. As in, like, my favorite player is Luca. So, like, Luca points is a lot of times it's green.
Hmm.
I like betting on Scotty Barnes, like rebounds and assists,
Yeah.
because he's pretty consistent with that. But like, I don't really have a go-to player that I go to. Normally I just go through the slate and I kind of see, like, if they're in a good matchup and, like, the stats and the numbers look good, then I'm gonna trust you. Um,
Yeah.
but there's one prop that, like, I kind of stay away from now. It's not really a player, but it's a prop, and it's like threes. I like taking the over for threes, but like I would never, like, ever again take the under. If,
Mm.
2.5, 3.5 threes, like, the odds could be, minus 150, minus 160, but for some reason, like, they just catch fire and
Yeah.
they go for like 4 or 5. So, like, that's one prop where I won't touch it all. I'll go for the over because, sometimes it hits, but
Yeah.
recently I've had terrible luck with the threes prop, like, going under. So I don't like doing that. But, like, to answer your question, I don't really have anybody that I really go to every day. I kind of like see the slate and kind of see, like, how everything's looking. And I don't really hate anybody.
Mm.
There's some times where, like, I'll have a player and, he has 17 points and he needs like 23 and then he doesn't score the whole second half. I'm like, what happened? Like, he was on
Yeah.
track to, and then, like, a blowout happened, or like he just didn't shoot or whatever. But
Hmm.
I don't really, hate anybody when it comes to betting.
Yeah. I don't have a ton of names. Obviously, I don't like the Lakers, bro. Me and you talk about it all the time. I hate the Lakers. I can't bet on Luca too often. And I can't go to Anthony. Obviously, Anthony Davis is not on the Lakers anymore,
Mm,
but I can't go to Anthony Davis at all. But
yeah.
outside of that, I mean, I don't really have anyone that I go to more than the next though. On the flip side of things, I really like your take though on the under threes. That's an interesting one for sure. It makes sense though, because you are right. Sometimes I'll mix it in as like an alt line, but you can't really alt under threes. It's got to be the only
Hmm.
leg from that game to be able to do it. So sometimes I'll go to an alt under on threes. I'm definitely not taking the under on a normal threes prop though, unless it's like
Hmm.
completely set in stone. So I could agree with you on that one for sure.
Actually, I'll say one player, Nikhil Alexander Walker. For some reason this year, every time I bet on him, he normally cashes for me. It could
Yeah.
be like his threes, his points. Any guys on the
Hmm.
Hawks really, like, for some reason, like, the Hawks players, like, they pretty much cash their parlays and their straight bets. Like, Nikhil Alexander Walker's pretty good. Jalen Johnson's been balling all year.
Yeah.
And then I don't really touch Dyson Daniels because he can't shoot.
I like Okungwu. Okungwu, his threes props is fire. I love it. I bet on him again tonight. Jalen Johnson was a horse to start the season because the books weren't really prepared for him to do what he was gonna do, and then
Yo.
he came out and he's dropping 4 or 5 triple doubles in a row. It's like that's fire. But I had to give him a break ever since CJ got there. The Hawks are in shambles. So
I know it's bad right now.
yeah, Noah's still doing his thing though. He's the only one that's still doing anything. So
For
oh,
sure.
that's good to see. So, that's really all I got prepared for us, bro. I didn't have a lot of questions. I figured we would just talk a little bit about your background, how you got into betting, what it's going to look like moving forward. So, I appreciate you hopping on. I know you want to get on more. So we're gonna talk some hoops, and stuff moving forward. We'll plan to do that. Might try to get
I like
Rome
the
on here
plan.
too. So, yeah, I
Okay.
appreciate you joining, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
My bad, y'all. I had some audio stuff happen at the end there. I kind of ended abruptly. But shout out to Cam for hopping on, man. He's been a big part of the Discord. Obviously, he wasn't able to bet with us for the last few months, but he's back in full action and he's crushing it. Another profitable better that we're able to bring in on the team for you guys. So I hope you all enjoyed the episode. If you did like the episode, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're tailing Cam's plays, let us know down below. And shoot, send us some video ideas as well that me and Cam could knock out together as we continue to progress forward. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you made it this far, sorry about the little bit of issues there. I ended up abruptly on Cam, but I got to talk to him after that, so all good there. But appreciate you guys. Peace out.